Hello everyone, my name is Darron Park, Senior Blockchain Engineer at A41, and today I'm going to present about AVS criteria and operation guidelines. Uh, here's a brief introduction about myself, and I'm currently a Senior Engineer at A41, focusing on infrastructure and blockchain security, and additionally also President at Kirk. And previously, I worked as a CERT at a defense integrated data center. So yeah, let's get started. Here's today's agenda. I'm going to talk about risk-taking era and also predicted AVS's operation diversity, and also criteria and guidelines for safe AVS operations in 3 points: and deployment and key management system, and metrics to monitor our nodes. Yeah. As we all know, the risk-taking era is coming very rapidly, and this shift will open new opportunities, but also increase in complexity of operations. So it is important to ensure that safe AVS operations, and also we have to manage the complexity well. So actually it's predicted. So it's because except for sharing security, AVSs are independent DApps. And to maximize the benefit of delegates, the operator like us will run multiple AVSs, like approximately 5 to 10 AVSs or more. So operational complexity is growing exponentially because more and more risk-taking protocols are adding, and also AVSs, and so does RRPs. So this makes very complex operation environments, and so we, as an operator, should handle the key managements, like securing keys across the entire process, and to prevent human error by keeping deployment process simple. And our role is to monitor metrics to ensure SLAs, so we never get slashed. So we made an investigation about the AVSs to whether they support specific KMS or not. And here's the key takeaways. And out of the 18 AVSs, only 2 AVSs are not supporting key encryption yet, which means the plain text row private keys are stored at a node. And 14 AVSs are not able to separate asset key and signer key mount point, which means engineers can handle both asset keys and signer keys, but it is dangerous because 2 keys have different security levels, so they should handle separately. And also most AVSs, except for EigenDA or Cosmos SDK-based AVSs, are not supporting remote KMS yet. Yeah, like advanced KMS systems like remote KMS is crucial for maturity. So here's our guidelines about splitting the key. We should split the term first because the term operator is too broad. So we separate it into three roles, like risk-taking layer register key, and also risk-taking layer reward receiver key, and AVS layers signer or a tester key to perform the duty. And we should split the files because private key must be separated from the config files, but some AVSs are not following the standards. And also we should split the containers because the asset key should be isolated for the security. And for the key protection, the AVSs should support the key store format because, currently most of AVSs support this format, but some are not. So please never use the raw private key. And also you should consider the following options in the future, like remote KMS or hardware KMS or distributed KMS for mature operations environments. Yeah, and we are moving to the deployment options. Like AVS supported 3 primary options, like bare metal with binary, and which has a normal setup difficulty but has high maintenance costs, so it is not recommended. But also, Docker with Compose is easy to set up, but and has normal maintenance costs, so it is recommended for community operators. Yeah, like in most cases. And also we have Kubernetes with Helm, which has hard setup difficulty but low maintenance cost, so it is recommended for professional operators like us. So we also investigated the AVSs with whether they support these environments, and we got 3 key points. 3 AVSs are not supporting Docker image yet, which means we have to run through the binary, which makes us hard to maintain it. Also, 2 AVSs are using custom CLI for deployment, which increases the learning cost for operators. And also, most AVSs are not supporting Helm deployment yet. Yeah. So here's the guidelines for deployment. Firstly, registering and validating environments should be separated for the security. And also, we should avoid using the custom CLI. And yeah, please support Docker image, because if the AVS support official Docker image, then operators can help improve deployment scripts. So yeah, it allows us to contribute more. Yeah, so yeah, now it's about the metrics. This is the metrics. We monitor about 6 major metrics, and we investigated the AVSs, whether they support these metrics or not. And here's key takeaways. And 13 AVSs are missing in slashing status, which is very important in restaking layers. And 9 AVSs are missing sign or serve failures, which is a potential criteria for SLA, even though slashing or reward scheme is not yet implemented. But yeah, anyway, the sign or serve failure is crucial for the operator's duty status. And 6 AVSs are only serving health check endpoint, which means they have no metrics. They have only the only information is we know is just whether the container is up or not. So here's the guidelines for the metrics, and AVS should implement restaking layers basic metrics like slashing status and performance score, and should implement critical SLA metrics like block or batch sync status. Yeah, it is. AVSs have different interfaces, but most of them has block or batch sync. So we need to monitor this status. And sign or serve failures is important duty, so we should monitor for it. And also, AVSs have their own core infrastructures, so we have dependency on it, so we have to monitor core infra status. Yeah. To sum up, for key management, let's use clear term and separate key mount environments for each role. And please consider supporting advanced KMS in the future. And for deployment, let's support Docker image and avoid using custom CLIs. And for the metrics, please implement critical metrics such as slashing events, sync issues, or duty failures. Yeah. And is my suggestion for the real permissionless operators ecosystem. I know that AVS is still in early stages, and it's pretty promising. So it needs contributions to get mature. So we, as a professional operators, are contributing to the ecosystems, including P2Ps or A41, IVNils are creating open source for infra tooling. And I think another suggestion is let's create the universal test framework for AVS, because in blockchain scene, we all say code is law, and AVS should have a framework to test themselves whether they following the standards or not. So this is my brief suggestions for the ecosystem. And thank you for listening.